With other cases, the pilot, the subject matter expert came to me, and I asked them that where do you think your course content can be? So he went in. So I could be somewhere here. Okay. Well, in another scenario, the pilot subject matter expert, aviation expert, came to me, and I asked the question, where your courses you think will fall under, asynchronous or synchronous? And he asked me, how you decide? I asked him, okay, this is Bloom's taxonomy from low cognitive to high cognitive. So tell me the objectives of your course fall which direction or where. They said some are here, some are here, some are here. I said, looks like you are all over. For that particular reason, you have some asynchronous, which is not live, and for this or this, you have synchronous, you need to have live. So I said that maybe your course is good for the blended learning. Blended. Good for blended learning. If you have two places here plus here together, your course is good candidate for blended learning. See, you see how Bloom's taxonomy having a situation for you to think through where your course objectives are. If they are on the low cognitive level, you use e-learning asynchronous method. But if it's in both places, all over the places here and here, then together, blended learning approach is good. Now, this will be cut, you know. Yeah. So okay. Now, all right. In another situation, the subject matter expert came to me with another course. It's more like a simulative type of course. So I asked him, I said, what are your objectives fall under? He goes right in here. We want them to analyze. We want them to, okay. In another situation, I have subject matter expert came and shared with me that objectives of the course that he want to design for e-learning, they fall under here. He would say, my courses fall under here. For example, we have this area. I said, wow, that means it's a synchronous. The participation, personal participation, increased simulation, motivation, and convergence on meaning, and is high cognitive level of the course. It's more dialectic, and it is high level of interaction, you see. So your course learning objectives are so high level of cognitivity, you do need synchronous learning. You need either face-to-face classroom or interactive webinar or two-way video, web conferencing, learning management system, etc. Means suppose you have to do hands-on. So that particular thing you need to do, analyze, evaluate, and creating like a synthesizing. So that's a complex domain of knowledge. For the complex domain of knowledge, you have to have a face-to-face in the classroom, or if it's not possible, you have to use the social media type of something live conferencing tool. For example, a medical professor doing a surgery, the rest of the world medical student can watch it. In the situation is action learning. So can e-learning be used? Yes, you can use the e-learning method. When professor is showing how he's operating on the patient, it can be video recorded, and students can view it on their own time later on. But when actually they have to learn how to do surgery, they have to come to the operating table, touch the blood, know the patients. Those are action. So it's like a flipped classroom. Any of this video taken during the actual surgery can be watched it before they come to the class. So similarly, I call it also blended, flipped classroom. The video of surgery, they can watch it early on, but actual doing in action, they have to present live. So similarly, you see on the Bloom's taxonomy, anything on the complex this way, you have to have interactively in the live situation synchronous. You see? So, okay, we're going to start. Now I'm going to do the conclusion. I don't know how I'm doing, but. That's good, now I'm going to do the. Now to explain, All right. All right, folks, so far what I talked about is basically when someone not familiar with Bloom's taxonomy and not familiar with instructional design and advising others, and others came to us and wanted to convert everything, all the courses into e-learning format. So my question to them, how your courses like, what kind of content level you have? You have a low cognitive level or high cognitive level? So low cognitive level, which is mostly asynchronous, not live, are good for e-learning or any other asynchronous method. But if it's high cognitive level, like you have evaluation, synthesis, analyzing, you do need to have live discussions. So having said that, so when you trying to design a course, in order to convert a face-to-face course into online, you need to think about the complexity of your course content from anthropology to zoology. So don't just convert them because they are sexy, they are up to date, but you have to connect them with the pedagogical principles. Is this content, is it too hard to do through e-learning? Does it require or demand that you do face-to-face? So that will help you. So I'm going to summarize this way. So what I did, like I said, this is the Bloom's taxonomy. You can see the Bloom's taxonomy from here. The simple is like steps, go to complex. And when I put it together, so someone can come and say that, okay, can say that here I am, right here. Where am I? Well, these are your objectives. All these are your objectives. So for objectives, you have, these are all your objectives. So you come to see where and how it fits. Because if you have objective of the course, they want someone to confirm, describe, comprehend, deselect. So these contents are low cognitive. And I call them low cognitive level. And they are didactic in nature, and it needs less level of interactivity. For that particular reason, I have recommended, if you are here, I have recommended instruction strategies, which is lecture, visuals, examples, illustration, analogy. There are so many. You come up with the innovative ways. And then they are good candidate for asynchronous, good candidate for not live, e-learning or self-paced. And if you think that you are here, 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 that means you have to combine them. And they are good for blended learning, blended, you see. And then if you decided that your course fall under only here and here together, they are high cognitive level, they are more dialectic, and they need high level of interactivity. For that particular reason, you need like classroom or something synchronous, you know. Now, folks, you may say that, well, I like you to really look at this Bloom's taxonomy. We're going to take a good picture of it. You can see it. Is read through it. Then you can say where do you stand. And at the course level, then you can decide, okay, I have 10 courses. Some of the courses will be here, or some courses could be there. So it's your decision without consulting with Bloom's and all the strategies. What I put them together in my book is called Khan's e-learning tips. And so you can just come in and see where your course objectives locate. And so you make the decision. It's better to use this to make a better decision, and you don't feel sorry later on, because you cannot force fit. We are talking about education. We are talking about learning. For learning, you need to have a good learning objectives. And you have to decide if this learning objective, we call them performance objective, can one perform by learning that content for their objectives. And then we also give you the instructional strategies. You see, instructional strategy are important to achieve the learning objectives. If you want someone to define something, for example, at here, what would be the best learning instruction strategy? Maybe a good lecture with some examples they can. But if you want someone to say that I want to, for example, create something, you will be able to create a new machine. Oh my gosh, that would be, okay, don't say the cost. Okay. You have someone coming and say that, or want to teach someone how to create. For that particular, you maybe have to give them some exercises, give them some simulation, let them some case studies to be creative. You see, more complex your objective is, more complex and interactive instructional studies there are that you have to use. So all this together, I want you to think through all the okay. I was doing the one. What happened to all of a sudden? Oh, that guy stayed. Now the final preview. This will be done, the last part. All right, folks, to summarize, is better return on your investment. If you consult your any training courses or academic courses, if you want to create first year to come up with a goal. The goal is more like, the goal of the umbrella is basically to protect you from rain. So that's a more general one. So each spoke of the umbrella, for example, you have the umbrella. Suppose you have an umbrella. So goal of the umbrella is to protect you from rain or sun. But each spoke of the umbrella are more like your learning objectives. So all you have to do, you have to have a good goal for your training course or academic courses. So if one of these objectives happens to be coming from here, then you know the available strategies, instruction strategies, and you see where you fall. Then maybe learning good for that. if one of your objectives from the umbrella come from, for example, create, that probably go to synchronize. So I wish that from this explanation, so okay, for my discussions, things are not probably very clear, but one thing must be clear to all of you. When you come to a decision, you want to do some conversion or create new e-learning. First, look at the learning objectives of the course, and then come to here and see where they are. And based on that, consult with recommended strategies, and then decide if you are in asynchronous part or in the synchronous part. If you are in the asynchronous part here, if you are here, you are very good for e-learning. But if you are here, then you have to see live classroom. If you don't have the classroom, then you have to come up with classroom simulated software such as social media or any live conferencing tool, so students can see you and follow you and hear you and interactively do things. It is true that as the ICT or digital technologies improve, things can be learned more synchronously using mediated form means technologies. But like a doctors, if you want to do medical surgery, I personally believe that knowing the customer, knowing the patient, knowing the insurance policies, and touching the blood, actually doing it, I as a patient will feel very comfortable because I had experienced so many surgery throughout my body. And my wife sometimes, joke that she should get the body parts through eBay or something. I don't know, it was a joke. So again, and I may have to say that again. All right. So the medical surgery is such an important learning. Can you use technologies? Well, for me, I always think that it's very hands-on, and one has to touch the blood, talk to the patient, understand the insurance, make the patients feel good. And so students, college students, medical college students should learn that hands-on, because someday they have to face the patient in the situation. So I hope if you wanted to create e-learning, or if you wanted to convert your existing courses into e-learning or blended learning, please do come to this Bloom's Taxonomy, the modified format, where I have provided instructional strategies, the level of complexity, low cognitive to high cognitivity, interactivity. Low cognitive level has more didactic, means instructive, but high cognitive level has more interactive and more dialectic. You have to do the discussion. Wait for the next class, will be another class topic with exciting subjects in e-learning. Thank you.